Buenos freaking dias, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. So, if you'll recall, in the last video, we were doing some chiseling. Here's our chisel. Again, everybody say hi. So fun and interesting. Okay. I've mentioned before that the soil we farm is known as decomposed granite. Now, as you can see here, it's gravel. I mean, it's just straight up gravel. You can see the little gravel bits. Those are not soil aggregates. Those are rocks. I mean, rocks. Not really, but you get the point. This means that our chisels have to be very sturdy as far as like wearing out. On the shank, this is what I was talking about with the DG, we have hard facing. So the whole front now is built up with dirt. Now that's good because dirt doesn't wear out other dirt. Okay, does that make sense? So like this acts as a protectant. Anyway, so chrome all the way down the front, and then boreum hard face lines going all the way down, and this like catches the dirt and helps it not wear out. Now, similar to a chisel plow, you have chisel points. So this is a chisel point right here. Fine piece of equipment. Okay, so you have two bowls, point, pretty self-explanatory. The chisel points come with hard face on the tip. So this, to like right there, this was already there. That's chrome. Maybe not chrome. I don't know. It's hard face though. Same over here. Hard face. And then we add, with a welding rod, a boreum welding rod, we add hard face. So we go all the way down the side, all the way down this deal, boom, 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 and then X's. Now, Dad was telling me he wants to change our hard face pattern, so instead of the X's, do two lines here to catch the dirt going this way. And then instead of these two lines and these lines, do circles around the bolt hole and then get rid of these deals. Not sure which one's better. We kind of want to try the other one. We'll see. Also, why is there like a 20-mile-an-hour wind at 6 in the morning? What is happening right now? Anyway, even though the points are tanks, they need to be replaced. And I think I checked them all yesterday, and I think only 3 need to go. Oh, and that one. Oh dear. So 4. So we'll get right to that. First thing we gotta do is get our required tools. So we got the impact, and I think my hammer is back here. Hammer, WD-40. Should be all we need. We're gonna do this one right here first. First, what you gotta do is you gotta just put that on there and hammer, you know, as you do. But thank you. And then you gotta take the second bolt off if it'll. Okay, and then. Okay, then you just like kind of bang on it a little bit. That normally works pretty good. Kick the bolts out the front. And normally there's a bunch of junk on here. I try to keep as much as I can because like it protects the shank, or the standard I should say. Use another bolt as a punch. That normally works pretty well. And we got it off. Sweet. So these bolts are actually still good. So I'm gonna keep those. Gonna grab a new chisel standard, or chisel point, not standard. That's the standard. I just told you guys that. I Promise I didn't lie to you. So then I'm gonna put this deal on here, and see there's junk in the way, so we gotta get our hammer, because that's the best tool for this job, and just kind of beat on it. And then it'll come off. Yay. Okay, and then normally you kind of gotta like, because the holes don't try to line up, so you gotta position the point, put this deal a little bit in, take the second one, put this deal a little bit in, and then kind of get them to go at the same time. Maybe this one go first, and then this one. See, there you go. Now we're good to go. So then we just kind of bang on that. And then you get your washers here, your washers, if that's how you want to say it. See, on this bottom one, I'm gonna load her up with some washers, because we're a little long on the bolt and I don't have an angle grinder or a sawzall. We're just gonna have to make do. Okay, there's one. Here's two. And then what I like to do, I don't actually know if this does anything, but I like to hose it with WD-40 because it's cheap. I'm just kidding, it's not cheap, but whatever. I'm not paying for it, so. Normally I just, you know, let the impact eat. And there's our new chisel point. How fun was that, guys? And then I take the old point and I put it here. And normally by the end of the week, this one's full, that one's full, because the DG sucks. And that's just how we roll. Well, that was fun. Not. Side note, as I think you saw, they're double-sided. So this one in the middle, instead of getting a new one, like this one, I was able to just flip it around. Pick up my extra parts that I left. Here comes the machine that we've been preparing for. This is the lister. He's putting the beds up and putting down our phosphorus and potassium solid pre-plant fertilizer. See? And now we have these nice, wonderful beds to plant our crop. There's a lot of steps in between this and planting, but you get the point. And we're rolling. Look, guys, they brought me a friend. Everybody say hi to Demetrio. Quick turn on this field. I think we put a disc in it about 2 days ago. So we disced it 3 times, we ripped it once, disced it 2 more times, 2 land planes, and now the chisel, which is great. You know, we can get our crops in pretty quickly, but as you can see over here, and then over here, it doesn't give the residue a lot of time to break down. And this is getting listed in 40-inch beds, so it's probably going into broccoli. And if you have lettuce before broccoli and you don't work the ground enough, you don't chop up the residue enough, you have the potential for root maggots in the broccoli, which would completely destroy your broccoli crop. This field's actually working up pretty nicely for how quick we've turned it. However, the bottom of the field over there, in the bottom corner, kind of in this direction, well, it's a lake. It's too wet. But we already worked it, so the damage is done. Plants aren't gonna come up, probably. I say that, but at the same time, oh, there's Demetrio again. I say that, but at the same time, we didn't really have much of a choice. We got the planting schedule really late, and we gotta go. We gotta hammer. We got to get these fields listed. We got to get them pre-irrigated. We got to get them Lilliston, harrowed, and planted. So, not a lot we could do there as far as it being too wet. Yep, Chiseling. Now guys, in the field we chiseled the other day, on the end rows, I don't know if you can tell, in this 80-inch bed, when they put the bed up, the Lilliston shovel couldn't get down in this furrow enough, and it didn't throw enough dirt on top, so you have this kind of thing going on. And that's not good. It needs to be flat on top and a nice full bed. This one is nice and full, but that's because it's in the middle of the field. The end rows, we were having issues. To combat this problem, I'm doing headlands before. Freaking windshield. Why is the windshield wiper in the way? What is happening? Okay, now it's out of the way. To combat this problem, I'm doing headlands before the first pass, I'm doing headlands before the second pass, and I'm doing headlands after I'm done, just to make sure the chisel goes in the ground properly on the edge of the field. Because if the beds don't get put up properly, then the crop doesn't grow. Now this is the last field I did, and I employed the new method of doing the end rows in between the passes, and I think the beds look a lot better. This one you can see there was a little compaction and it had issues, but other than that, pretty solid. And then you can see they're applying the fertilizer here. Can you see? Yeah, there you go. We're applying the fertilizer, and that goes directly into the root zone. Because, I mean, it doesn't look like a root zone, but once we pre-irrigate this, Lilliston it, knock the bed down with a harrow a little bit, it'll be right where the plants need it. All right, well, hopefully that video filled in some gaps for y'all as far as how the chisel operates, what we're trying to do here with the chisel and the lister and the land planes and whatnot. Should just be more chiseling for the rest of the week. So that'll be all for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers, whoever you are. If you're watching, thank you. And I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.